So good morning, everybody, and welcome again to Night Trade with Steve. I'm Steve, and what we're going to do is a sort of a look back at the week we've just had, week ending 3/26. I've not been here for a couple of weeks because I've been out and about traveling around the country, had guests in town, and so I want to get back to it so that we can talk about, well, at least this past week. And this is again week ending March 26th. How's your trading going? How's your training going? How's your practice going? Because practice, if it doesn't make you perfect, it'll at least make us better. So anyway, let's get to this charting screen here, and let's bring this up. So we're going to start with March the 22nd. That was a Sunday, and there were no opportunities based on the easiest trade you'll ever make on that night. We just didn't have the setup. It appeared to set up once or twice, but I didn't take it because, there was something that I noticed about a week and a half ago, and I want to share that with you guys here. And that is the effect that the zero line has in the MACD, which is another indicator, which we don't really use, but I threw it up about a week and a half ago, and I remembered something when I saw it. When I was beginning my trading experience, one of the first indicators that I began to use, actually the first indicator that I began to use, is the MACD. Everybody uses it, so I figured, well, why not me? Well, one thing I noticed with the MACD is that when price action, or when the MACD or the signal line approaches the zero line, we get pushback. If we're going up, it pushes down. If we're going down, it pushes back up in the price action. So what am I talking about? Because some of you may not have played around with the MACD. So if we're looking down here at the very bottom, as you can see here, I didn't enter any trades because the setup never occurred. But on the MACD, you have this blue line here. This is called the signal line. This yellow line is called the MACD line, right? Now, when this MACD crosses the signal line, the MACD line crosses the signal line, and we are below what is called the zero line, that broad white line there, then that is a signal to take the trade up. Now, that is not in and of itself a reason to take the trade. You need a second indicator, and I always use the EMA with that. And that is what this yellow line here is on the screen up here where we look at our chart, right? And so when the price action crosses above the EMA and the MACD has crossed the signal line, then that is an indication to take the trade up. You would have lost that trade. And so I'm not really using the EMA for that, but that is what the MACD is. That is how you trade it. And that would have been a good trade if you had about a 75 or 100 tick stop loss. Why do I say that? You see this blue line, or this teal color line up here? That is the close of business on Friday. When business opened on Sunday, it opened way down here, because somewhere around Friday night, Saturday morning, something like that, I think that's when Donald Trump decided it was a good time to go to war. So there was a big drop in the market, and this is several hundred points, because if you attempted to trade on Sunday, March 22nd, and you got your little 25 tick right angle set up and you're ready to go, when the market opened up, it would have been so compressed you would not have been able to see what 25 ticks looked like because it would have been so small. It would have been so small that every one of these wicks that you see on these candles, these little lines, we call them wicks, each one of these, even this very small one here, is more than 25 ticks. And so you don't, and when it's that compressed, I'm not going to trade. I'm going to wait and give the market a little bit of time to clear itself, to just move along, and things will then open up. Okay. So I didn't take any trades. I didn't even look for a trade, probably for the first 25, 30 minutes. Okay. So that's what I just put this green line here, this bluish green colored line here, just so that you can see how far down we were when it opened. And that's why the market was so compressed. Let me go ahead and open this up a little bit. Okay. So again, this EMA, that's the EMA, that's that yellow line. This is the MACD. I've just added those. The reason I've added this is because I want to share something else with you. I want to go ahead and tell you what the MACD is and how it trades. And again, it is probably one of the most frequently used indicators in all of trading when people are trading. But anyway, I'm not using it for that. I want to use it to show you guys another way that you can identify when you are in the wobble or when you're in chop or whenever the market is just going to go sideways. Okay. And what that is when the MACD and or the signal line approaches or touches the zero line, that white line that's going across at the bottom down there. Whenever that occurs, you're going to see pushback in the in price action, and sometimes it'll just chop up and it won't go anywhere. And as you can see, all night, for the most part, the MACD was just twisting around the zero line from the time, pretty much the time the market opened until my 2 hours were up. And during that entire time, there were no trades available. Go back here, look at this. You see how the MACD is wide open here? You see how broad, how much space you have between the signal line and the MACD line? When that occurs, you have momentum. And the easiest trade that you'll ever make, which is what we use here, is a momentum trade. All we're looking for is a good entry. It had so much momentum here, we didn't get an entry. And I wasn't worried about that when that occurred. I figured, well, the night is young, I'll have more time. Well, what I didn't know is that the market was just going to twist around the MACD is just going to twist around the zero line all night, and that we would have no momentum going one way or the other. It's pretty much going sideways. And so on Sunday, there were no opportunities. There is this red line here because when the market pulled down here, well, you know what? Let me back up a little bit because I did see and you're probably looking at it too. You're saying, well, Steve, how did you know not to take this one? Again, when the MACD or when the MACD or the signal line approaches the zero line, we're going to get pushback. And so as this run reversal continuation occurred, I looked down, straight down this line, and we are smack dab onto the zero line, right? And so I figured, well, I'm not going to take that. And I just got lucky. I didn't take it. It looked like it was happening again here, but again, we're on the zero line, and I didn't take it. 1, 2, 3, reverse, and it went a little while before it continued. If I had taken that, it looks like it won, but to me, it pushed back, and that would have been a loss. That was enough for a loss right there. Okay, so I just didn't take it. And when it hit that line, or when it came down here and turned around, it bounced around a little bit. And so I just put that red line there just as a reminder in case that the price action came back down here and it looks like it was going to put me into a trade, a run, then a reversal, and then it looks like it will continue beyond this red line. I would just have it as a reminder that it happened already, and I might want to think twice about it. It did come back down here and bounce off of it, but it didn't give us a trade setup. This is not a trade setup here because we have 1, 2, 3, 4, but then we have a no decision candle and then a reversal. If there's a no decision candle anywhere within the run prior to the reversal, I'm not taking the trade. But we had, I don't know, let's see, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. There was a lot. And even if you had taken this right here, it came back and you would have lost. So I just left it alone. Again, the MACD and signal are twisting around the zero line down here, and I'm just not looking for anything. So, well, that was just a night of watching watching the screen, the chart, and not doing anything. Let's go to Monday. Monday was a pretty busy night. It's morning here, guys, and I'm going to enjoy my coffee. So, I'm sorry, guys. I didn't think about this until I realized that I left my cursor on the screen whenever I took this screenshot and the night was over, and I've got these crosshairs on the screen, so I'm going to try to walk you through this. Now, the green line is when we get started. That's always 6 o'clock, right? And so the market opened here, pulled down a little bit, and then we started up, and we got a little bit of a run. A big candle here, 2, 3, 4 candles in the run. 4 is more than 3, so we can take it if it reverses, and it did. We got 1 candle and then a second candle that continued above the reversal. Now, look right here what I wrote here. Moved, take profit down. Here's what happened. If you will, I'll make this larger so you can see it. Let's see, get this over here. Maybe you can see that now. If you can see, my entry was above the top of this candle, this continuation candle when it closed. So what I did is I figured, well, I'm just going to move my right angle down to the top of that continuation candle where I would enter, and then I pull my take profit down to match that. And lo and behold, it came up and it went maybe one tick beyond my 25 tick entry, and I got the win. If you didn't do that, you lost that if you didn't get in properly. And that's why I talk so much about practicing your entry to ensure that you're getting in the market, you're entering the market where you want to get in. Okay. So on this one, I didn't get a full 25 ticks. I got something like 22, 23, 22, something like that, maybe 24, but half a loaf is better than no loaf. I want a whole loaf of bread, but if all I get is a half, then you know what? I'm okay with that, right? Because I'm putting money in my pocket. I'm not shelling money out to the market, which is what I'm not here to do. Okay, so now the night moved on. I've just got this pulled out so we can see it, so you guys can see a little bit better, maybe. Okay, the night went on. There was a run here, but I didn't take it because I noticed when I took this trade, after I had taken this trade, that we're in a little bit of a wobble here, right? And yeah, we're in a little bit of a wobble here. So I figured I just put it here just to be safe. Now, what happened is the market ran up and it did a little bit of a pullback and a continuation, and I didn't take it because I felt like we were in a wobble. I just happened to be right. And I put that there. Now these wobbles, when I draw these, again, I make them at 25 ticks. And what I notice is that when that either within the wobble, there is a candle that is exactly 25 ticks, or there is a long, two long candles or two short candles. When I say long, I mean green on your screen, or red when I say short. For me, long candles are white and short candles are blue. If I said blue or white candles, you might not know what I'm talking about. But I want you to look at something here. You see, this is 25 ticks. This wobble that I create, right? This little region that I create. It goes from the bottom of this tick to the top of that tick, almost exactly. And then sometimes as we go forward, you're going to see that it is exactly 25 ticks, right? Actually, I could have moved that down and it would have been exactly 25 ticks for this and this candle here. Now, so I didn't take this trade because I felt like we were in a wobble. And as I said, I don't like to take trades when my price action or my candles are touching the wobble, right? And the first one started in it. The second one is pretty much engulfed. The third one pulls back and taps it. The fourth one, the final candle, comes back and taps it. And then we got the reversal. Then the reversal didn't take it. And I kind of felt like maybe I could, but I thought, you know what? I've already got one in my pocket. Let me just be safe. Let me just wait. I've got time. I don't need to get a lot of trades in every night to reach my financial goals, right? So it pulled back. I was right, and there you have it. Boom! It went bad. Now, the market pulled back down, and then we got another run. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Well, 5 is more than 3, so we can take it. It reversed. Now it started. The wobble was way down here, but my last 3 candles were pretty much outside of the wobble. The first one, we don't count these. I'll just count the last 3 because 3 is what constitutes the run. Okay, that's a little bit in it, but the second one's fully out. The third one's out. The reversal candle doesn't touch it, right? Nowhere in the reversal does it touch it. So I'm thinking I'm going to go ahead and take this, and I enter right here at the top of this continuation candle that has exceeded the initial reversal. Okay, now this one just barely peeped out, and I jumped on it. And I was a little bit nervous, but then it started to just move up, and then I felt a little bit better about it. We got the win right here at 25 ticks. So we got 25 ticks up here. We got 25 ticks right here. So we're at a 50 tick night. But what I realized is that once it ended, I was already in a run, and I actually missed my entry. So here's what I did, and I'll share something with you guys here. When I miss an entry, if I'm going to try to get in, what I'm going to do is I can right click, and you can try this too as you're practicing. you can right click on the screen and it will give you a window. It's going to be a long window. And on the right side, you're going to see closer to the top, like the top 1/3 of this long window that it's going to give you. It's going to say buy market or sell market. You can click on buy market if you want to go up. You can click on sell market if you want to trade down. When you click on that, when you click on either one of those, it's going to give you an entry exactly wherever you right clicked on the market. So make sure that you're not close to price action when you do that. Because what you can do then is you can take that entry and move it to wherever it is you want to be. Move it to whatever price point you want it to be. And so I was able to move it to right here. Actually, I thought I moved it directly on top of this. Directly on top of this candle here, but I was a little bit up. I thought I was right on top of it. So I got in here and I just rolled it up, and lo and behold, we got another win. Now, the market continued and there was a one and done. I did not take this one. Why? Because the red line, or the RSI, had exceeded the red line. We'll take a look at that in a second. Okay. But as you can see, it did go on to win. And I went, man, it's a one and done. One and dones are almost like money in the bank. Whenever you get a single reversal and then a single continuation candle that exceeds the reversal, it almost always wins. Now, what am I talking about here when I say RSI red line? We'll pull back. Let's see. I'll do this. Just pull it up like this. You see this? Well, maybe I need to pull it back so you can line them up. Do you see this arrow right here? This is the same place as this up here, this entry. And as far as I was concerned, that's a point at which the market's going to turn around. And it did, but not until after it went 2 ticks past where I would have entered. And I went, man, I could have had that. But at the same time, I've already got 3 in my pocket. If I got 3 trades in my pocket already, why am I up here, stressing over trying to get one last one? I mean, it would have been a 100-tick night. That would have been great. But at the same time, it would not have been a 100-tick night, and I would have felt really bad had I gotten into this trade and knowing that it was we were already redlining and it didn't work out, and I would have felt like, well, that was just a stupid thing to do. So it's a conservative thing to sit back sometimes, keep your money in your pocket. You're on a winning streak for the night, and just move on. So I didn't get in. It would have worked out, but looking back, I still would not have gotten into that trade. I mean, you can look back and say, well, it's going to work now. Well, in the moment, you don't really know. Okay. And so all you can do is use your indicators to make the best decision you can with the information you've got. Excuse me a minute. Sorry about that. Okay. So the night went on, right? And market pulled down, right? And we get a nice little run here. I mean, it's moving down. This is like a doji here, not much on this candle here, but we get out of the wobble, and I'm not really looking for anything because we're all up in the wobble here, right? We're coming through the wobble, we go back up into it, and there's just too much activity there associated with it. And even if you had tried to enter this one, right? Here's why you wouldn't. I left the green line here because we pull back. We got 1, 2, 3, 4, the 5th candle, and then this is the 6th one, this white one. Now, this 5th candle ended right at the right where this reversal candle started, right? And then this one popped down and it pulled back. It popped down, and so it stayed white. And so I can't take that. In order for it to be coming down, it would have to be blue, and I want to, it would have been blue, and I want to be going down. I don't want to be trading down on a candle, on a white candle going up. You're just throwing away money, right? So anyway, so it traded sideways again because we're in the wobble, right? And the wobble is like, it has a gravitational pull. The price action may come down, but it's going to pull it back. It'll come down again and it pulls it back in. It's like Jupiter. It has like this tremendous gravitational pull. And you see it over here too. It tries to get out and it pulls it right back into it. It goes down and it pulls it right back. It eventually breaks out. It eventually breaks out down here, but then it comes right back. Now here we have a little bit of a run. This candle right here doesn't have much momentum, but we got 2 big candles here. This one, however, is in the wobble, pretty much engulfed. So I'm thinking I don't want to take this. And then I look down also and I see that we're right there. The MACD is right at the 0 line. So I'm thinking there's two good reasons why I won't take this. Now, it might have been good for a little, I mean, because you won't get this, okay? Because you can't enter and you can't think about entering until after it drops down below, okay? So this is the run. Back here is the reversal. The continuation is here, right here, okay? But we're all around the zero line, and the night is coming to an end. So I'm thinking, well, I won't take it. I've got a good night going. I'm going to go to sleep. I'm going to sleep well tonight because I got money in my pocket, and it did reverse and go right back into, we should call it Jupiter. I don't know, but or black holes, you know, whatever it is engulfs everything. But then we finally get out of it, and the night was over. That was it. So we had a 3-win night, okay? But you can see that the MACD, when the price action gets around the MACD, it sort of flattens out. And I just got lucky here, okay? I think I got lucky here because I took this trade, right? And it popped up and won. And then after it sort of went sideways for a while, I realized, you know what? We're sort of choppy here. And I went ahead and created this and looked down here and thought, wow, man, you the MACD is open, which means you can have some momentum, right? Just like here, the MACD is a little bit open, but I just got lucky. And on this one, okay, these were two good trades here. The MACD is running up, right? And you got your run reversal continuation. And this is pretty much a one and done here. So you got to take that one. You know, when you see those, you want to take them. Let's go on to, this is Tuesday night, I believe. Now, this night I did not trade live. A gentleman came into town. He's moved to the Dominican Republic. And he was over that night and he was asking me about this. And I just wanted to show him real quick how it works. And it was right at 6 o'clock. So I wasn't going to be able to get in any trades. So I fired up the computer, and lo and behold, we were right around 6 o'clock and we were just chatting, and the market began to run down, right? Green line is when we start, red line is when we end. I put this line up here because that's where we topped out. I put this one down here because this is where we bottomed out. But anyway, the market began to run down. We got a quick reversal, one and done, entered here. And this one went so fast before I could even get the right angle over here. Boom. It had already won. So we got a quick win here. Market ran down, another one and done. Reverse, run, reversal, continuation, one reversal, one continuation, take it down, 25 takes. So that was just a great night. Now, I came back because when I came back home, I gave, after this trade right here, right around in here somewhere, we left and I took him home. I didn't get back home until the night was almost over. We were way over here. And I just took a screenshot of these two and say, hey, listen, that the same thing happened again right after we walked out the door. But yeah, another one and done happened. So what I did is I went back and I said, well, if I was trading this night, what would happen? So I went back and I just, I downloaded this information for this night and just played it back later on that week. And so that's why I can have these divots here. I traded here, got this one, right? Now this one here, this too was another late entry. I'll make it larger so you actually can see, okay? This here was another late entry, right? We have a little bit of a run here. 1, 2, 3, one reversal, and then done. And somehow I missed it, right? I missed the entry. And so what I did is I put my right angle over here. You can see the right angle here, right? Now the entry would have been after this white candle completed. So what, if you're looking at this line down here, this had already occurred because this is where it ended. So I would have entered here on this actual blue candle, but I missed it. So I put the right angle here and I said to myself, well, if it comes back and knocks out or becomes a loser, I'm not going to look for an entry. But if it comes up here and touches this entry again, this entry where I would have entered, I'm going to go ahead and get in. And so again, I right clicked on the screen and I pulled the buy market and I set it right on top of that blue line. And that's why this green divot is there. Green is up, red is down. And that's why that green divot is there. So I right click on the screen. I get that window on the side of the screen when I can click on buy. And I don't do it here. I do it up here out of the way somewhere, right? I right click on it and I bring it down. Now I'm talking a lot, but you have time to do this because you have this entire minute to do it, right? And so you right click on it, you see where it says buy market. If you want to go up, click on that, take that and slide it down so that it lines up directly. And this is why I use crosshairs instead of just a regular or cursor, because crosshairs, you know, your entry is going to be way over here on the right side of the screen, right? And if you just use a regular, what's it called, like cursor, you won't be able to see that it's lining up. So I use crosshairs so that I can make sure that I lay it directly down on top of that blue candle. And so when it pops back up here, if it hasn't lost already, if it pops back up here, I'm in the market. It put me in, it played around here and did nothing for 60 seconds. And then it came on up here and gave me the win. And that's what happened there. Okay. And what else happened that night? Well, the night went on. So we got three in the pocket here. And we realized that I realized over here that we are in the wobble. And then I realized, you know what, Steve, you're in the wobble here. But I'm looking at the MACD too, and I'm looking down, straight down. Look at where this entry occurred, just to the left of this line here. So if you go straight down, you'll see that we're not at the zero line. The MACD is open. Again, another indicator that we have momentum, and this is a momentum trade. Okay, so this is where we would enter the market. This is where I enter the market right here. MACD open. We've got some space here, and we're going to go ahead and take it. I didn't realize that we were in a wobble again, but it worked out because we were not at the we were not at the zero line, and so I went ahead and entered. When we got over here, look at that's almost exactly 25 ticks. Look at over here, 25 ticks. And we come in here, this white candle. So this blue candle's 25 ticks, the white candle's 25 ticks, another blue candle, 25 ticks, white candle. It just does it over and over. I don't know why. I chose 25 because it seemed like a good number as far as a win-loss ratio is concerned, a number that the price action would hit regularly when I started looking at this. And I didn't know that these little zones were going to be 25 ticks as well until I started playing with this and started putting all of this together. Now, so we got these three trades. The market went on. We didn't really get, it looks like a little bit of a run here. 1, 2, 3, reverse and go. I did not take this one because everything was, right here in this choppy area. If you didn't have a wobble on here, you probably took that one. You got it. You got in right here at the top of this candle. I'll open this up again for you all to see. Okay. And I didn't take it. We're at the MACD and we're in the wobble. So I didn't take it. But if you did, boom, you got the win. So, hey, good on you. God bless you. All right. For the rest of the night, it just didn't occur. We got a bunch of no decisions and then, back and forth. And so not enough momentum for me to have entered a trade. So that was Tuesday night. Let's go to Wednesday. Wednesday night, you get in here, it runs down, you get a run reversal, you go all the way down here for the continuation. And I'm going to be honest, I'm a little bit nervous about that one. Remember, well, you may not remember, but if you one thing we know about price action and the exponential moving average, and that is that price action always seems to want to go back to the EMA, the exponential moving average. And that is what this yellow line is here, right? And it was so far away, right, that I'm thinking it has to go back, and it will likely go back before it goes back up here. But I entered it anyway because it wasn't, it's early in the night. I'm thinking, well, if I screw it up, maybe I can make up for it. So I jumped in right here because we had a run, white candle reversal, blue candles are trying to get back down here. It finally does enter here directly at the end of that candle, which is where I like to get in. And boom, we got the win. But it does come back to tap the EMA, right? Because that's what it's going to do. So we get the win here. It continues. We don't get another run until we get over here. It bottoms out and it rolls up and we get another run, right? Now, we're not trying to trade down because we're at the bottom of the RSI. So we're not looking for anything down here. I'm looking for an opportunity to go up anyway. And besides, I'm below the zero, so that would be a good opportunity to go up. And you see we get some space there between the signal line and the MACD. So it rose up, right? and it reverses, just barely a reversal. I'll open this up so you guys can see it. Just barely a reversal, but I'm thinking, you know what? I'm feeling froggish. So I took it. I jump in right here. It pulls, and I jump in right here. It just goes sideways. What is this? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11. 12 ticks before we get the win. It felt like 12 months. I mean, when you got money on the line and it's going back and forth and you don't know. And if you look at this thing, this is the entry here, the top of this white line, right? Or the top of this white candle. It's more negative than it is positive this entire time. And when it goes positive, it finally jumps up, but it comes right back negative before it goes ahead and gives me the win. So that one was really scary. But you'll have those. But you know, the MACD was still going up. But then when it started getting up here around the zero line, I started getting nervous because I know that it likes to turn, or price action will push back a lot of times when we get up here. It did right here a little bit, but it went on up and gave me the win, and I was able to breathe. So we got two in the pocket. Now I'm being stingy. Now I'm being conservative. I'm not looking for anything unless it's near perfect. And so nothing really occurred. We got a nice run down here, but I'm not really looking for anything down here. Why? Because we're at the RSI, right? We don't trade into support. We don't trade into what's it called? Resistance. We don't trade into the ceiling. We don't trade into the floor. Why? Because the floor is the floor. It's not going any further. The ceiling's the ceiling. It's not going any higher. So we're not looking for anything down here. Even though it pulls back, goes down, and somebody may have entered a trade down here because this slightly exceeded the reversal, and you lost money because it turned around. Why? Because it's at the it's at support. Another thing that you can that might be an indicator too for you. If you see that the RSI, you see how deep it is here, but this one is slightly above, then look at your price action. This one's here, but this one over here, it's slightly below. You got lower price action, but you're higher on the reversal. I'm sorry, on the RSI. And so what does that tell you? That tells you that you're weak here. You don't have as much selling pressure, even though you're below here, you don't have as much selling pressure. So the bulls are beginning to win, and the bears are giving way, which means that if you could draw a line here, you'll see that this is going up and that this is going down. And when you see that, you know that you're going to turn around, especially when you're down here at support, and vice versa if you're up here at resistance. So I didn't take that, and I just waited. No runs, not anything to look at until we get here, and we bottomed out down here at support, and we got a little bit of a run going up, right? We got a 1 reversal and then 1 to continue. That's a 1 and done. You got to take it. It's like the law, right? If all you took were 1 and dones, you'd probably be okay. 1 and done here, 1 and done there. That'd be 2 trades for the night. And really, if you can, and we're going to look at something later. I want to show you what kind of money you can make doing this thing if all you get is 1 or 2 trades a night. Now, I don't know if I shared that with you guys in the past, but I want to do it here because I think it's important. Let's see. So 1 and done, you get the win, bang, and you take it to there. I know this is going long, guys, but I want to take time to go over this with you, because if you're trying to learn this, you probably need a little help, and I wish someone had helped me and showed me, taking as much time to go over this as I'm taking now. But I'm happy to do it for you. So a run, 1 reversal, and then 1 continuation. That's a 1 and done. You got to take it. It continues straight up, and you get the win. Now I get greedy. Okay. Rarely do trades come right out, one trade right after another, right? But I took this one because I said, oh, I'm in a run and it reversed and it's going to go ahead. And something inside me said, don't take it, don't take it. But then something else said, take it, take it, take it. The red, the red devil on one side and the angel on the other side, one saying, don't take it. The other one saying, take it, right? Who do you listen to? Listen to your better angels. Because look, at this point I had 3 in my pocket. 2's all I need. Really, I can meet my financial goals with just 1 at some point, right? But 2's all I need. But man, now I'm 3. I'm wanting 4. Remember in the other night when I said I wanted 4 and I didn't take it and it ran, but it was a 1 and done. I didn't take it. Remember, it was at the top. It was redlining, but this one was like right in the middle. I'm thinking it's going to work out, and it doesn't. It just pulls back. And that's just the way it goes. Now, as a result of that, I'm feeling some kind of way, right? So I want to get it back. You can't get the market back. All you can do is keep trading, right? So I'm feeling some kind of way. I'm feeling like, you know what? Maybe I ought to just quit for the night. I should have quit before I lost this one. And if you have 3 trades and that work out and one goes bad, you don't have 2 trades anymore, because the trade that you lost cost you more than the trade that you won gave you. So now I'm like less than 2 trades, but way it goes. Anyway, so we get a run over here, run, reversal, and continuation. I didn't take it. Why? Because I was gun shy behind of this one right here. I was shell shocked. I had PTSD from this thing right here, and I didn't take it. And it went on to win right here. But that was Wednesday night, and those nights will happen, right? And let's see, where was I? Let's see. And it was on, I'm looking here, it's on the 0 line, but I wasn't even looking at that. I was just looking at this and looking back here, and I was shell shocked, feeling kind of sad, sorry for myself, and I didn't take it. And now Thursday night, I had a good week working, and then Thursday night had to come. Look at how long these candles are. Look at how long these wicks are. That's an indication to me that I probably shouldn't be trading. It's swinging back and forth too far, too volatile. Anyway, night opens at the green line. We take it. We get a little bit of up and down, but then a run, because we had a run here. It pulled back, and it did not exceed. The reversal didn't quite exceed the run. Remember, one of the trades we don't take is when the reversal exceeds the run. It closed up here, and it started moving upward. We were looking for an entry above this reversal here. This candle did. We entered, take up a 25 ticks, and we're good. It continued on up, and I'm going, wow, we got another reversal. This is going to be a one and done. Well, it wasn't. Let me make this a little bit bigger for you, okay? When I'm doing this, look at the size of this green line over here. Look at the size of these lines, okay? I've got a line on top of this blue line here, okay? Now, I'm looking at my bar counting. You can't see it right now because this is just a screenshot, but I'm counting down 3, 2, 1. When it hits 1, I click. When I click, it's up here. But when my click is registered and the candle finishes, it's down here. It's below the green line that I have set here. I went ahead and removed it because I wanted you to see this, okay? Which means that this is not a good entry, okay? I need to be clearly above this blue candle here. It looks like it's slightly above it. Not good enough for government work, okay? No, so close is not, close. This ain't horseshoes. I need to be fully above it so that I can see that it peeps out above my green line, my go line. So I lost, and I'm going, well, I got a pretty good night going. I lost 1-1-1. I'll make it back up. And what do we get here? Nothing, just a lot of mishmash, nothing really, okay? I didn't take this one because it came down here and played around in the whatchamacallit? Let's see, yeah, I set this up over here. It came down and played around in this. No, I set this here because it pulled down here and it just reversed and went right back up, and I just put this zone here, but it didn't really do anything. It didn't really mean anything, and I just left it. But so it pulled down, a little bit of reversal, and go. No go. This one just failed. And if you can tell me why, I'd love to hear it. But it's just, there's just going to be nights like this, And again, I put this red line here. Why? Because we're topping out. I put this one down here because this was the bottom. And sometimes the market will do that. It'll open up. It'll give you a bottom, and it'll give you a top, and it'll trade all night between there, as it did here. And you'll see that a lot of nights as you're trading, when the market opens, it'll run up. Go ahead and put a red line there. Then it'll run right back down. Go ahead and put a red line there. And what you notice is that the market just trades inside of that for the most part. Now, so, where is that? It ran down. It looks like it was going a reversal and a continuation. It did not. I figured I had room because I'm looking way down here at where, it had gone before, but it didn't. It just turned around and went back the other way. Was it a result of the wobble? Perhaps, because my first candle is in the wobble. Second candle goes back and touches it. Third candle touches it. The reversal candle touches it. Just barely. Didn't really touch it. But That should have been indication enough to me that that I don't need to be taking that trade. But I wanted to get this, make up for that. Can't make up for losses. You just keep trading, making good decisions. This was not a good decision, but I did it. And as a result of that, now I'm in the hole and I'm feeling some kind of way. And so when I see something happen, I didn't take it. I didn't take this for a couple of reasons. One, we got a no decision here. Okay. So some of you may have taken this trade. Okay. You know, you got the run 1, 2, 3, 4. Okay. A no decision and then a reversal. I didn't take it. Okay. Even though we had a lot of room, the MACD was wide open. Okay. In the MACD, when you enter the trade on the MACD, you stay with the trade until it closes. So it looks like you got some time, but I didn't take it because it didn't meet my standard. And had I taken it, it would have been a win, and I would have made up for some of these losses over here. Would have gotten back some of this, but that's just the way it goes. And that was the end of the week. So how we end up for the week? Well, let's open this up. Let's assume we're trading $1 a tick, and that way the math is simple. Sunday we had no opportunities. Remember that? Just sitting there staring at the screen for 2 hours. Monday, pretty good night. 3 wins, no losses. Tuesday, 3 wins, no losses. Wednesday, 3 wins, 1 loss, not bad. Thursday, not good. Okay, not good at all. Right? That's not good. 1 win, 2 losses, not good. We don't want to do that again. Okay. Either way, there we go. 10 wins, 3 losses for the week. Right? Now on our wins, we're trading 25 ticks. Okay, at $1 a tick, that's $25. But you have to pay commissions for these things, and so that you net on a 25 tick win. If you're trading $1, you're going to net $22.12. You got 3 losses. Now, again, you got to pay commissions on the losses, and so you lose more than $25 if you're trading $1 per tick. So that's $28.90 per loss. That's 10 wins, 3 losses. The wins total $221.20. The losses totaled $86.70, right? That's for a total of $134.50. Now, what you're looking at is what I'm looking at, look at it how you want. I'm looking at is 134 and a half ticks. Now, if I'm trading 134 and a half ticks each week, what is that going to do for me? Long haul. Okay, let's look at it that way. And I think the best way to look at that is to look at what I want to share with you is what you can make. Well, I did this for myself because I said, okay, I'm going to start small, but as I grow, how many trades do I need to make each night to realize a reasonable income? Okay, I'm not trying to get rich here. Just realize a reasonable. I mean, rich is nice, but just trying to realize a reasonable income. So let me just pull that up for you. Let's take a look. Okay, so here we go. Now what we're looking at here is contracts. Contracts when we're trading the micro are denominated at 50 cents each. So 1 contract is worth 50 cents. 2 contracts $1, 3 contracts $1.50, 4 contracts $4, and so on and so forth. Now you can trade this up to 100 contracts or $50 per tick. Now, if you ever get there, God bless you, because at that point, a single trade after commission is worth like $1,050, I think it's $1,068 per trade. Okay, so you don't need a whole lot of those in a single night to make your life a little bit better. So let's take a look at this. All right. So 1 contract at 50 cents at 25 ticks is worth $12.50. You pay your commissions. You're sitting on $1, $10.68. Do that twice a night, and that's $22.36. You follow me? 2 contracts increase by 50 cents. Now you're trading $1 per tick. 25 ticks is $25. Pay your commissions, $3.64. You got $21.36 at 2 trades a night. That's $42.72. 3 is 150, 25, 37.50, netting you 32.05. You're making 64.08. Why am I doing this? Because you have aspirations, you have goals, you have something you want to reach at some point, right? And so let's say you eventually get to say just five contracts. No, let's go down to $5. That would be 10 contracts. All right. You're trading $5 per tick, right? 25 ticks is what I'm attempting to get to, right? That's $125 for the trade. After commissions, $106.80. 2 trades a night nets me $213.60. Now, for me, I live in the Dominican Republic. I don't live up there in expensive land where you guys live. Okay, y'all live in the high dollar country, right? I live down here, and that's $1,000 a week. Now, I mean, $1,000 a week used to be pretty good money back in the day in the U.S., but now $1,000 a week, and you can't even rent an apartment barely, right? So down here, $1,000 a week, and I'm in the top 10% of income earners. So, do what you want, but $50,000 a year is pretty good money living in certain parts of the world, right? Why do you think so many people what do they call themselves? Digital nomads over in Thailand for so long? They go over there and they do something like this at $1,000 a week. They're living on less than $1,000 a month, and they're stacking their flow for 3, 4, 5, 10 years to come home, and they got money in all 4 pockets. But we sit there in the U.S. and we burn it as soon as we get it, and wonder why we can't make ends meet. Because they have devalued the currency in your country, and that's why no longer $1,000 a week is enough. Now, so you get to 15 ticks, right? 15 contracts. That's $7.50 per tick. 25 ticks nets you $187.50 after commissions. You got $160.20. That's $300 per night. That's $1,500 a week. That's $75,000 a year. Not bad. Excellent money down here. And then, so you get to 20. And I'm thinking, well, if I get to 20 contracts, I'm good. I'm pretty good, right? So 20 contracts, $10 a tick. That's $250 per trade. I'm netting $213.60. I do 2 of those a night. That's $427 per night. $2,000 a week. $100,000 a year, and you're essentially working 2 hours a night. Can you all see that? I don't know if y'all can see that. Can I make this larger? I don't know if I can make this any larger for you guys. If I make it larger, let's see here. Here, okay, I think you can see it now. That might be better. But yeah, so 20 contracts. That's like if you get to 20 contracts and you can't figure out how to make ends meet with $100,000 a year, get out of the U.S. Just go someplace else, because this is something you can do wherever you live in the world. Okay, so I'm going to put this back small. So if you want to take a screenshot of it or something like that, and you want to just sort of set it aside as your own sort of aspirational goal, let's put it here. And so if you want to get a screenshot of that, there it is. So now these numbers are approximations. I mean, they may be off by 3 or 4 cents on the commissions and that kind of stuff, but this is an approximation. If you're at 20 ticks, you're going to be making 2 contracts. You're going to be making $100,000 a year. So the change might be a little bit off, but the overall numbers are good enough for government work. Now, if you want to test it yourself, just get into when you're in sim mode, then because you can trade at any value when you're simulating. So you can set these up in your chart trader. When you go in one of the videos I show you how to set up your contracts. If you want to choose 1, 2, 3, 5, 10, 15 contracts, I show you how to do that. You can do that and go in there and play with these numbers and just create a trade, right? And then just enter a trade and see what you net. And then you can do this for yourself. I did 50 cents, $1, $1.50. Then I just extrapolated from that to figure it out. But yeah, so there you go. But that's the week, guys. That's the week. 134 ticks. I'm thinking, you know what? Because at one point I thought, well, I'm struggling here. So what if I only get 100 ticks per week? What if I get 100 ticks per week and I'm trading 15, what I don't know, $10 per tick? Then that's $1,000 a week. That's measly $1,000 a week. For working 2 hours a night. Where am I going to make that kind of money working 2 hours? 5 hours a week, I'm making $1,000. No, not 5 hours. 10 hours a week, I'm making $1,000. So where are you going to make that kind of money? And that's lowballing it. That's playing it ultra conservative, so that I want to create a situation where I don't have to do much to realize my goals. I don't want to be here struggling, trying to make trade after trade after trade because I need 12, 15, 20 trades a night to make ends meet. That would be insane. That would I listened to a guy once, and he said something that made sense to me. He's a trader. He's been trading. He's a brother. He's been trading for a long time. And he said something. He said when he stopped trying to make a certain amount of money each time for each session that he traded, but just to be positive, then he became a better trader. And that also worked for me. I'm not trying to make a certain amount of money. I just want to be positive. If I'm positive every night, then I will typically end up with at least 100 ticks. And you see, I screwed up on Thursday, right? And I think on another night, I took a trade that I shouldn't have because it was, the price action was in the wobble and I did it anyway. And so I lost 3 trades. That would have put me, closer to 200 ticks for the week. But you're going to make some mistakes. I make mistakes. Everybody make mistakes. Everybody has losing trades. With that knowledge, I'm thinking, well, if I can just lowball this thing at averaging 20 ticks a night, that's 100 ticks a week, then what will I end up with? If I'm trading, I don't know, $7, I don't know, $10, $15, $20, you can do the math. But what it boils down to is what is it that you need to make? Where are you trying to go? You can, again, once you get your account built up enough and you want to trade $50 a tick, one trade is $1,000. If that's where you want to go, God bless you. But if you're happy at $2, $3, $4 and you're good with that, God bless you too. Because we all are walking our own journeys. And my goals are not your goals, and your goals are not the next guy's goals. Your goals are yours, mine are mine. Decide what they are and find a way to reach them. And that's all that this is about. Okay? We're night trading. I'm Steve. Thanks for joining me. Until next time.